My girlfriend told me she needed space, so I gave her exactly what she asked for. I didn't text, I didn't call, I gave her silence until I saw her vacation pictures, smiling, holding hands with her ex on a beach, while I sat alone in the apartment she was living in for free. So, I changed the locks and sold the car. In my name she drove, and when she came back, nothing was waiting for her. Let me take you back to the moment everything changed. My girlfriend told me she needed a break and not to reach out for some time, then shared vacation snaps with her ex-boyfriend. I respected her wishes, changed the locks on my apartment, and sold the car that was legally mine, but she used. When she returned, her key didn't work, and her parking spot was empty. Let me start at the beginning. It's still raw, and I won't pretend it doesn't hurt. About 3 weeks ago, my partner Emma, 28 years old, sent me a bombshell text. We'd been together for nearly 2 years, living in my apartment for the past year. Things seemed all right, maybe a bit distant lately, but nothing that raised red flags, or so I thought. On a random Tuesday evening, while I was fixing dinner, her message came through, "Things feel messy right now, and I need space to figure myself out. Please don't contact me for a while. I'll get in touch when I'm ready." It hit like a sucker punch. Space is never a good sign. Still, trying to be the supportive boyfriend, I texted back, "Okay, Emma, I get it. Take all the time you need." After that, silence. Total radio blackout, just as she asked. I honored her request, moped around the apartment for a couple of days, feeling lost and wounded, wondering what messy meant. Work became my escape. Then, Friday night came. I was bored, scrolling Instagram, and bam, there it was. A mutual friend tagged Emma in a post. Photos of sunny beaches, cocktails, and Emma grinning ear to ear, arm in arm with Jordan, 29, her ex, the guy she swore was ancient history. The caption was something like, "Living our best life, island escape, reunited." My blood froze. Her space to figure things out was a tropical getaway with her ex. The pain shifted into something colder, sharper. She didn't just want a break. She wanted me sidelined while she tested her old flame, keeping me as a backup in my own home, using my resources while telling me to back off. All right, fine. You want space? You want no contact? You got it. Saturday morning, I got to work. First, the locks. I called a locksmith and had the deadbolt and knob lock on my apartment door swapped out. Cost me about $250, but the peace of mind was priceless. Her key was now worthless. Next, the car. Some backstory. 6 months ago, Emma's old junker died. She needed a reliable ride for her social media marketing gig, which involved lots of client meetings. Her credit was shaky, so I helped out. I bought a used but solid Mazda CX-5 for around 18 grand. The loan, title, and insurance, all in my name, no exceptions. The deal was she'd pay me monthly, which she mostly did, and she treated the car like hers. Fluffy dice, decals, the works. But legally, it was 100% mine. I never put her on the title or insurance. I grabbed the spare key I always kept, drove the car to a reputable local dealership that buys used vehicles, and told them I was the registered owner looking to sell. They gave it a quick once-over, offered a fair market estimate of about $16,500, pending a full inspection and title check. I signed the initial paperwork to kick off the process, which would take a few business days. I left the car there, took an Uber home, and her parking spot at the complex sat empty. Her stuff? I left it alone, still in the spare room's closet. Throwing it out felt too spiteful, but she wasn't waltzing back into my place without a conversation, which she explicitly didn't want. I felt strangely calm, like I was performing a necessary operation. It hurt, yeah, and I felt like a fool. But logic was in the driver's seat, not anger. She asked for no contact, and proved the relationship was done by jetting off with her ex. I was just safeguarding my home and assets. Instagram showed her best life vacation would last another week. I waited to see what would happen when she got back and found her key useless. First update, she's back, and it was showtime. Tuesday evening, around 9 at night, I was watching TV, trying to ignore the knot in my stomach. I heard keys jangling outside, then scraping in the lock. Silence. More frantic scraping, then banging. Ryan, what's going on? Open the door. Emma's voice, annoyed but not panicked yet. I took a deep breath, opened the door a crack, chain still on. She stood there, suitcase beside her, tanned and upset. My key isn't working. Is the lock broken? I said calmly. No, I changed them. She blinked, shocked. You what? Why would you do that? I replied, you asked for space. And no contact me for a while, Emma. I made it permanent. She snapped. What are you talking about? I just needed some time. I mentioned the vacation photos with Jordan, saying, I saw you figured things out. Her face went from annoyed to furious, with a flash of panic. That was just a trip. It didn't mean anything. We're just friends. I raised an eyebrow. Friends who go on romantic island getaways while asking their boyfriend for a break? Got it. She demanded to come in, saying, my stuff's in there, and asked, where's my car? Her eyes darted to the empty parking spot, her entitlement practically glowing. I said, first, this is my apartment, Emma. Second, it was never your car. It's my car, legally mine in my name. I'm selling it now. Her jaw dropped. You're selling my car? You can't do that. I paid for it. I clarified. You paid me for using it, Emma. You made payments to me for its use. The title and loan are in my name. The sale's already started. I'm selling it. She threatened to call the police, pulling out her phone, shaking. I shrugged. It's go ahead. Tell them your boyfriend changed the locks on his own apartment after you asked for no contact me and went on vacation with your ex. Explain how he's selling his own car, titled only in his name. Let me know how it goes. She hesitated, phone halfway to her ear, then turned vicious. You're a horrible person, Ryan. You planned this. I countered. You planned a trip with your ex and told me to stay quiet. I respected your request and dealt with the fallout. You don't get to keep me on standby in my own place. Suddenly, another voice. Her sister, Brooke, 26, must have been waiting in the car downstairs. She stormed up the walkway. What's going on? Emma, turning on the tears for Brooke, wailed. He changed the locks. He's selling my car. He's kicking me out. Brooke rounded on me. Are you serious? After everything she's done for you, you just lock her out and sell her stuff? I said, it's my apartment, Brooke, and it was my car. She asked for no contact and vacationed with Jordan. Check her Instagram. We're done. Brooke snapped. She needed space. You're supposed to support her, not punish her. I replied, support her cheating? No thanks. She made her choice. Now she lives with it. Emma demanded her stuff right then, at 9 at night. I said, not tonight. Text me a date and time to pick up your things. I'll box them up by the door. You're not coming past the entryway. She yelled, you can't dictate that. I said, I can. My apartment, my rules. You wanted no contact? This is how it works now. Text me a time. Goodbye. I closed the door, locked the deadbolt. My hands were trembling. Adrenaline, anger, leftover hurt, but mostly relief. The confrontation was over, for now. I heard them outside for 5 minutes, Emma shouting, Brooke trying to calm her while probably egging her on. Then they left. A couple hours later, a text, not from Emma, but Brooke's phone. Emma needs her stuff tomorrow, 10 in the morning. Be ready. No please, no thanks, just demands. I replied, okay. I spent hours boxing Emma's clothes, toiletries, books, trinkets, everything I could find, piled it by the door. It felt cleansing. The dealership called later that week, maybe Thursday, saying the inspection was done. Final offer, $16,350, adjusted for tire wear. I went down Friday, signed the title transfer, got the check, and deposited it. It felt like closing a painful, costly chapter. I braced for the pickup day, expecting more drama. The past week was wild. The entitlement just kept escalating. It's almost impressive. The pickup went down at 10 in the morning, Wednesday, as planned. Knock at the door. Not Emma. It was Brooke and their mom, Karen. Emma was apparently too distraught to face me, waiting in the car. Karen launched in, teary-eyed, probably fake tears. Ryan, how could you do this to her? After 2 years, she loves you. I said, not enough to skip a vacation with her ex, while asking me for space, Karen. She insisted, it was a mistake. She was confused. You should forgive her. And selling her car? That was cruel. She needs it for work. I replied, it was my car, Karen. Legally mine. Her confusion led her to betray me. Actions have consequences. The car's sold. I opened the door wider, showing the boxes in the entryway. Here's her stuff. Take it all. This is your only shot. Karen sniffed. We need to check the closets, the bathroom. I cut her off. Nope. You take what's here. I packed everything I found. You're not coming further into my place. She argued. Don't be unreasonable, Ryan. What if you missed something? I said, then it's too bad. You stand there. I stand here. Take the boxes. That's it. They wanted to push past. Maybe argue more. Maybe claim I kept something valuable. Not happening. They grumbled, but hauled the boxes out in 3 trips. Karen monologuing about how heartless I was, how Emma was devastated, how I owed her for the car. I stood there, barely engaging, repeating, it was my car. She ended this. Then the financial demands and smear campaign kicked in. After they left, Emma's texts started. Tearful apologies like, I miss you, I messed up, take me back, mixed with angry demands. You owe me for the car. That was my money. I'll sue you. I ignored the emotional pleas. For the demands, I sent one reply. Emma, the car was legally mine. Title, loan, insurance, all in my name. Your payments were for using it, like rent. No further discussion. Then I blocked her, Brooke, and Karen. But it didn't stop. Mutual friends, mostly Emma's, started messaging me, accusingly. Heard what you did to Emma? Selling her car? That's cold. She was spinning a sob story, painting me as the villain who kicked her out and stole her car, conveniently omitting the Jordan vacation. I explained to a few I thought might listen. Her text, the ex-trip, the car being mine. Some got it, others bought her narrative. Whatever. People believe what they want. Then a dirty trick. Yesterday, my landlord's office called about an anonymous complaint. Supposedly loud arguments and disturbances near my unit. It felt calculated, like Emma or Brooke trying to get me in trouble. Luckily, I'm on good terms with the building manager. I explained calmly. My ex, who lived here but wasn't on the lease, moved out after a breakup. There was a brief, loud argument outside when she found I'd changed the locks, per her no-contact request and her actions. Her family came for a supervised pickup of her stuff, no disturbances inside my unit, and she's gone. The manager understood, noting it down but saying it wouldn't escalate without more verified complaints. I'm sure it was Emma or Brooke's doing. Low blow. Then an Instagram message request from Jordan. I didn't open it, just deleted and blocked. Don't need his gloating or drama stirring. Honestly, all this entitlement and scheming just reinforces my choice. They're not making me feel guilty. They're proving I was right. This isn't just Emma's mistake. It's who she is, backed by Brooke and Karen. My revenge wasn't some big plot. It was letting reality hit them hard. Apartment, secure, lease in my name, complaint dead. Car, sold, money banked, legally solid. Her stuff, gone, communication, blocked. Any more threats, and I'll have a lawyer send a cease and desist. I already consulted one who confirmed my stance on the car. An apartment is airtight. Their demands, victim act, and housing stunt are disappointing, but show they think they can bully their way back into the life Emma torched. Nope, doesn't work like that. Now I'm focusing on emotional cleanup. It's hard realizing someone you loved is this deceitful and entitled, but better to know now. 2 months since Emma's space-seeking trip with Jordan, things have calmed, mostly because I refused to feed the drama. Here's the wrap-up. The smear campaign dragged on a bit. Lost some shallow mutual friends who bought Emma's sob story. Good riddance. If they side with her without the full story, I don't need them. My real friends, who knew me pre-Emma, were rock solid, backing me after hearing about her disrespect. Emma tried to escalate legally, kind of. I got a sloppy, typo-riddled letter from some cheap lawyer she scrounged up, demanding 10 grand for her car contributions and emotional distress. My response? My lawyer sent a crisp letter with copies of the car title, loan, and insurance, all in my name, plus a note that her payments were for usage, like rent, and she'd actually owe me if we calculated per-mile rates. A bluff, But it landed. I included her space, no contact text and screenshots of her Jordan vacation posts, plus a warning that further harassment would lead to me seeking legal fees and a restraining order, citing her landlord's stunt. Total silence after that. Her lawyer likely ditched her, knowing she had no case and couldn't afford a real fight, especially without my money. Grapevine news. Emma crashed with Brooke, causing major tension because she expected Brooke to bankroll her and barely helped out. Shocker. Jordan? He ghosted after the vacation. Uninterested in her drama or supporting her. He got his fun trip. Done. She leaned on her parents, Karen included, for cash, with some success, but they couldn't fund her old lifestyle forever. Last I heard, she moved back to her hometown, living with her parents, whining about how unfair life is and how I ruined her world. No self-awareness, no remorse, just pure entitlement and victimhood. The best part? Silence. No more demands, no drama, no Emma. My apartment's mine again. I repainted the living room, ditched some furniture she chose. Reclaiming my space feels great. My revenge wasn't loud, it was methodical, just honoring her no-contact request and letting her actions' consequences play out. She wanted space. She got endless amounts. She chased a fling with her ex. She deals with the fallout solo. She took my support, apartment, car, for granted. She lost it when she broke my trust, selling the car, her status symbol, while she was literally sunbathing with another guy. Yeah, that felt good. That empty parking spot when she got back. Perfection. She didn't just lose a boyfriend. She lost the cushy life she assumed was her right. Funded by me. It cost me emotionally, took time to process the betrayal, but I stayed logical, protected myself, and refused to be a doormat. She thought she could play games, keep me dangling. She misjudged, badly. Her entitlement couldn't shield her from the consequences she earned. That's the best outcome I could want. Goodbye, Emma. Time to move forward.